You guys, we have got to talk about some podcast drama between Just Trish and BFFs. With the BFFs podcast, Brianna Chickenfry and Josh Richards coming at Trisha and Oscar over a recent comment that Oscar had made about the fact that they interviewed Adam Sandler. It's the whole thing, and we're getting into all of the drama. Buckle up because this drama kind of runs deep. Basically, on the BFFs podcast recently, Josh and Brianna were calling out Oscar and Trisha for talking about them, even though it was only Oscar on his personal channel that had talked about Josh and Brianna. A couple weeks ago, he was on stream and was asked to react to the interview Josh and Brianna did with Adam Sandler for Happy Gilmore 2, and he was critiquing them, feeling like it was pretty random for them to be getting this big interview, and people were asking him what he thought about it.
Interviews. This little boy should not be doing interviews. Okay? This is absolutely crazy. This is crazy work. This might be the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, okay? I guess Barstool Sports, because it's a golf movie, off the charts levels of unserious. I can't even process this. I can't even process this. Literally, how long have I been streaming? You've been holding out this news on me for like 2 hours? Okay, y'all left after the rebrand. Like, when things make sense, like if Brittany Broski was Adam Sandler was on Royal Court with Brittany Broski, or he was doing the Drew Afwalo podcast, I would be like, this makes sense. This is just so random.
That's pretty much, he just keeps going crazy, and then he's like, you guys only got it because of Barstool, not because of you guys. He goes crazy for 4 minutes straight, so
wait,
I won't
do you guys think that it makes any sense to him?
I don't think it makes any sense to him at all.
Because you know what, I'm going crazy because I think it doesn't make any sense, maybe, guys.
Now, Oscar is a journalist. He still works at Entertainment Tonight despite also working with Trisha, so he's a seasoned pro in the entertainment world, but Josh and Brianna couldn't believe he was criticizing them and were basically like, why are they always talking about us?
Oscar from Trisha's podcast had a lot of shit to say about us interviewing Adam Sandler, so let's roll that clip.
You know what's crazy, dude, is we have never talked about them ever. We only like talk about them responding to them talking about us.
And I don't think I've ever said anything bad. I think I've only said nice things.
It's crazy. I don't know why they like always have to talk about us.
I think I've only been nice. Damn.
But like I said, this was on Oscar's channel. Trisha wasn't even there, but they were saying, why are they always talking about us? To which some online were like, I mean, they talk about hot topics. And Brianna has been a pretty hot topic lately, going back and forth with Zach Bryan. And when talking about all of this being said about them on BFFs, Trisha was talking about how she's been very supportive of Brianna recently, despite her having body shamed her in the past. So to see them this upset and saying that, you know, she's always talking about them, she was like, I thought I've been pretty nice recently.
That's why I thought she changed too. She's very open about her insecurity about her body. So I was like, oh, hey, maybe she didn't mean to body shame me like 4 years ago or whatever, you know? So it's like, she's always like missed the mark when it comes to me. And it's like, maybe she just doesn't see, maybe they see out of context clips too. But it's like, yeah, it's kind of sad because we've always kind of been, especially lately, I've been championing her. I even commented like, you know, this is like cool. Like she's like on some show and I was like, oh, this is cool before all this, you know? So it's like just weird.
Now, in terms of the whole body shaming drama, that was brought up 2 years ago on Just Trish when Oscar and Trisha were talking about a Trace Cyrus story where Trace had shamed women online who do OnlyFans. Trisha compared this remark to how she felt during a Barstool incident where one employee bought Trisha's OnlyFans and people in the office sat down to react to her content, one of which was Brianna.
That's the final bird.
You're doing the same thing she said.
Brianna ended up defending herself, saying that they were laughing at the concept of Trisha doing a naked house tour and the person that was gagging in the background gags at literally everything. But still, Trisha and many others felt the video came across as mean and hurtful, especially from another woman. Now, Trisha did say that Brianna ended up apologizing to her in the DMs, and in more recent times, that's why she's been more supportive of Brianna, because she felt like she was sorry and she had changed and she's been through things now. But with them coming at Oscar, things were changing, especially because they felt like it wasn't even that they were coming at Oscar for talking about them, but Oscar felt Brianna had even made a homophobic comment about him.
I do believe that, like, if you talk about someone, yes, they obviously have the right to respond, so that's one thing. And then two, it's also like if the one clip that I'm seeing get a lot of traction is you're talking about a nobody like me, like that says a lot more about your program. Then I did catch wind of one remark that Brianna made, and I was like,
I don't know if I can let this go either. I really don't know.
It was bad. It was pretty bad. I was kind of like, ugh.
Yes. Brianna made a casually homophobic remark. And
Too casually.
Very casually, yes. And during this little tirade against me, where she suggested that I was shady towards Josh because I have a crush on him.
Energy in between us. What's going on?
Maybe
I'm all about love.
Which is a very blatant microaggression. I get there's going to be people who say that's not that big of a deal. It's just a joke. But also considering the only times I ever hear about Brianna is when she's either being ignorant or cheated on. She has a track record of really putting her foot in her mouth and saying things that are offensive. So I shouldn't have been as surprised as I was, but it did kind of take me out for a second. So that I just couldn't overlook.
Now, when it comes to what Oscar said, he was just feeling like it was so random at the end of the day that they got to interview Adam Sandler, because that's a really big deal. And Brianna and Josh ultimately just seemed mad that he felt that they only got this gig because of Barstool.
Brianna could probably continue doing these interviews or whatever. So it did seem like very out of pocket to have that much anger towards something that, again, was very, very unserious. But I mean, since they did tell me to off, I feel like I can be pretty transparent that, like, yeah, I was baffled because I didn't think they had the charisma nor the interview skills to pull this off. And I was apparently right, because the video with Adam Sandler was struggling to hit 30K views. Okay, like, let's just be for real. Those are just the indisputable facts. Okay, like, I don't understand. You can't argue that. And I get you guys have millions of followers on Instagram, but if people aren't clicking on the video, then people want to look at you, but they don't want to hear from you. And that's just the tea. Okay, that's not a me problem. That's you problem.
They try to say that Brianna's been a fan of Adam Sandler and that this really is on par for them to do an interview like this, and they were the only people at Barstool that were allowed to interview him, and just defended that this wasn't a random situation.
He said that we only got it because of Barstool. We were actually the only podcast at Barstool allowed to interview him. The only one that he wanted to come on. And I have been his biggest fan since college. I've been talking about him ever. So it does make sense. And you know what? We only had 15 minutes with him because that's what we were allotted. We weren't allowed to use our own cameras. We weren't allowed to use our own thing. So the audio was a little because that's what they gave us. And second of all, it was great. He was amazing. And we're not serious interviewers. This wasn't going to be a sit down. It was about Happy Gilmore too.
But to me, the real reason why they got to interview Adam Sandler was because Josh knows Adam Sandler. He's saying that he went to his daughter's bat mitzvah, so no wonder they got to interview him.
We killed it. Also, I got invited to his daughter's bat mitzvah, right? It makes sense that I'm going to get to go and interview him. What are we talking about? I was at a bat mitzvah. Where were you, Oscar? Huh? Exactly.
I don't know why Oscar
bat
hates
mitzvah.
you so much.
Yeah, what the hell, Oscar? What's with this beef? When did I beef with you? Why do we have this?
Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Adam is known to work with people that he knows and likes, so no wonder they got to interview him. But that literally answered the question that Oscar had all along, which is, how the F did these two get this interview gig? Because they aren't really known to do press junket type interviews. So this was like the whole point of Oscar even critiquing them in the first place, was just like, how did they pick them? And knowing that Josh has an in with Adam Sandler, like, it all makes sense now. Either way, Josh and Brianna were super bothered by his critiques of their interview, and Oscar was just holding his ground that he could be in a place to judge because this is quite literally his job.
When I would expect, if you're going to find a small clip from my tiny little live stream, that you would at least do a search on LinkedIn to see that I've been producing interviews for over a decade.
And hosting Kim Kardashian, and just, you don't even want to go sometimes.
Exactly. And won an Emmy for producing celebrity interviews.
Period.
I've been there, done that. So don't compete where you don't compare. Okay? Do you have a streaming even? Woo! So what the hell?
Not the streaming.
Like,
Emmy.
Yes,
So that was the drama between the podcasts. It was kind of crazy and definitely brought up stuff from the past, but I want to know what you guys think about all of this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.